Yes,
What's up, Black Thanos?
yes, indeed, brother. You have reached the avatar of death, the deliverer of winds, the savior of Raiden.
Yes, Lord Thanos.
Guilty as charged. The
Man, that was a
avatar of death,
badass little intro, man.
the
Damn.
deliverer of winds. Yeah, I was hoping I didn't scare you away. I said, oh man, maybe
Oh, no,
he hung
no.
up and shivered for a minute.
No, I don't know what the
But
hell
I think
happened.
that I think that might have been on my end where the way I grabbed the mic. So the gauntlet's pretty powerful. So I had to be careful sometimes the way I grab things. So I probably hit the button. My apologies to you, good brother.
Oh, no problem, bro. No problem. Yeah, man.
But thank you so much.
Thank you, dude. I mean, this channel is not going to grow without the support of the Raider Nation, you know?
Yes, and let me just start by saying you're doing an excellent job. I think you're providing a most valuable service as far as giving us all a chance to interact and learn from each other, and for even some of the extended fans and family of the NFL to get a behind-the-scenes look, if you will, at the at the heart of the super fans. Most of the people just know us by the costumes and spikes and mystique and things like that. But we're very vast and a very varied lot, and I think you're fulfilling a great void and giving the super fans themselves, or just the hardcore fans, passionate fans, diehard fans, as Captain Jack likes to say, a voice, because we all share something in common, and that's the love of the Raider Nation.
Well, I mean, the honor's mine. Don't get it twisted, right? The honor is mine, dude. Like I said, I've been a fan since 1990. And
Nice.
I've been in the club since 2006, but I never understood the subculture of the Raider Nation until I started getting out there and talking to you guys. And I'm kicking myself in the ass for not making it to Oakland more often. Because I mean that's something that I wished I could have experienced. Watching all these videos, talking to Mike D. Chill, and even in 4Dubs videos, you see all those Raider fans just celebrating with each other, making videos,
Right.
enjoying themselves, man, repping the Raiders with pride and poise and a commitment to excellence, man. I mean, the honor's mine, dude. I'm surprised that some of the other YouTubers haven't made that same attempt. I don't know what that's
Right.
all about, but it's more important for me to record. It's like I'm recording the history of the Raider Nation. You know what I mean? Before
That's
we move to
beautiful.
Vegas, because everything's about to change, but it can still be carried on. This super fan approach, and maybe one thing we can talk about, is there's rumors, right, that hey, you might want to back off your microphone.
Oh, okay. Hold on. You hear something in the background?
Yeah.
That might be Rob Halford you're hearing, because I had on the
No, it sounded like breathing.
DVD. Oh, okay.
But
This should be better.
yeah, but okay, so like to me, I mean, it's most important to document what others before me have done, because if the Raider Nation has to evolve because of the rumor that the NFL is trying to get away from the super fans and the tailgate. If the Raider Nation has to evolve, I've talked to Mike Summers about this also. Like, what avenues are we going to take? YouTube and podcasting is something that I think is going to be the avenue that we'll take. Because we get our voice out there. Maybe it's like the internet can be the tailgate, if you catch what I'm saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we can share our stories. We can share the past experiences that y'all have had, and then celebrate the upcoming experiences that are we're gonna have. I mean, so we'll see. But yeah, the honor's mine, dude. The honor is mine.
Thank you. I think that's an excellent point you make. And I haven't heard or read any substantiated information concerning a potential restriction or ban, but yes, I am aware of the rumors of certain costumes being allowed or disallowed. But I don't think you can never stop it totally, because with things like the RFC happening around the country, as resourceful as Raider fans have always been historically, I think we will always link up and find a safe haven, whereas, we can come together and do what it is that we know. I mean, we've done it better than any other fan base in the league, and for the longest. I mean, it's literally in our DNA. So
Yeah.
it would be like, I don't think the league can mandate that degree of loyalty or passion that, I believe Raider fans have set the standard for. So, yes, it would affect me maybe personally, like say, for instance, they say, well, you can't wear that mask in here. I mean, I've been to many games without it prior to it. But I'm sure there are other venues, and just as you indicated, even through the cyberverse, if you will, whereas we can still express ourselves. But I got my fingers crossed that the league won't be that antiseptic in terms of trying to, take the joy and the creativity and the passion out of the game. Because I think that's a very essential ingredient into the whole Black Sunday experience. In fact, it's only 8 Sundays until the kickoff of the season. And, of course, we start on the Monday night. But this is the most wonderful time of the year for football fans and Raider Nation in particular, because we're getting so close now.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know. I'm fucking excited. This is the time of the year where, yeah, the excitement is high. The anticipation is killing me.
Yes.
I'm trying to get all my money situated so that I can travel. So yeah, I'm stoked.
Yes, brother. I urge you to do that, especially this season, this being the last dance or the last chance for romance in the Mecca, Oakland, California, which I've been privileged to travel to for just about a decade. I started kind of late too, like you, being a Raider fan since the 80s. In fact, I remember watching the last 2 Super Bowls live on a black and white television with a coat hanger used as an antenna and winner's wrap attached to it for a better reception. That's how far back Black Thanos go.
Wrap some aluminum foil around it just to help.
Yes, the days where you actually had to get up and turn the channel.
Yeah.
It wasn't no remote control.
Yeah, I remember being the remote control.
Exactly, bro. So I urge everybody in the nation, near and far, do what you can, even if it's just one game, because that is a historic, fabled place. So many legends have graced that field. So many experiences, the memories, the black hole, the mystique. Yes, it's run down. Yes, the structure is compromised, and there are, cosmetic issues with it that comes with old age. But you can't replace the tradition.
Right.
You can't replace the love. You can't replace the folklore of one of the most celebrated franchises in professional sports, which is, the Oakland Raiders. So during this year, the 2019 campaign, I will be undergoing what I call my World Infinity Endless Vengeance Tour. And I already am booked for the first 2 games in Oakland against the Broncos and the Queefs. And I will be attending the Lions game. And God willing, I will be at the last game, I think December 14th or 15th, against the Jaguars. So
yeah, I'm trying to
want to get
one.
as much as I can. I know you're in Texas, brother, and if everything goes the right way for me, I'm going to certainly try to make my way and include that onto the tour, and step back into the Lone Star State. It's been many years for me since I've been there.
Oh yeah, we're ready. We're ready to the Space City Raider Nation. Izzy, man, they got that under control, man. The last time I went to Houston, for the playoff game, man, they had a badass party going on, man. Gorilla Rilla was there, Kenny King was there,
Wow.
Charlie Boots. There was just, it was cool, man. It was cool. All the presidents from the clubs in Texas were there.
Incredible.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, there's some stand-up fans out there, some stand-up brothers and sisters in the nation right there in Texas. The nation's pretty deep down there. People generally think of Texas as cowboy. No, we got a lot of strongholds in that state.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, from Dallas to San Antonio, even, Killeen to Houston. I mean, it's all over the place, man.
Yeah, well, I've always said if you go to every country on the earth, you will find a Raiders fan, and I absolutely believe that. It's a nation without borders. It's truly global, and as I've explained to some of my dear brothers and sisters in Oakland who are, hurt and upset about the move, a nation means exactly that. It's bigger than a zip code or area code or a particular region, and I'm proud to know Raider fans from all over the globe. I'm talking the 196,940,000 square miles of the earth. You will find a Raider fan somewhere. You could be in the hills of the Himalayas, and there'll be somebody wearing a Ken Stabler jersey.
Oh, yeah.
It's a phenomenon, but it speaks to a particular individual. So I've always maintained that you don't become a Raider fan, you're born one. And at some point in time in your life, you discover it.
Yep, that was 1990 for me. Man.
Yeah, you got a good tenure, bro. You got a good tenure.
Yeah, man.
And one of the things, go ahead, please.
When that new patch came out for 60 years, I started thinking, like, well, how many years have I been a fan? 29 years of that 60 years, almost half, So, yeah, that's a tenure.
That's very respectable because you came in after the last Super Bowl victory.
Yeah.
So can't nobody accuse you of being some bandwagon fan because, there's a lot of teams you could have latched on to if you just wanted to be a bandwagon fan or associate yourself with whoever was the champion at the time. So I respect that, bro. And I can tell that your dedication and passion is real. And that's all that we do as far as quote-unquote super fans. We just kind of have an extra layer that we embody, and it comes out every Sunday or even in our private lives, I've had one female friend of mine tell me some time ago, damn, all you wear is Raider stuff. And, this is year round, and I sat back and thought about it and said, yeah, she's right. As I looked at my closet and see all of this beautiful black and jerseys and T-shirts and jackets and hoodies and rain gear and umbrellas and shoes and gloves and sunglasses and bandanas and fitted hat and ties, because I can clean up pretty well.
Yeah.
Damn near 75% of my wardrobe, and I say that proudly, is Raider stuff, And I make no apologies for it. I don't care if it's July or January. You will see yours truly with something with that logo on it.
Oh, yeah. I'll wear black in the Texas heat. I don't give a damn. I love the Raiders.
That's hardcore, bro. And we're gonna need you this year. And we all have to be a little careful because one of my concerns about the Hard Knocks show is that it's going to usher in perhaps some of the bandwagon element, because television itself is like a commercial, and people may become seduced by watching that series and feel like they're getting an introduction to the Raiders and maybe fall in love with some of the players or the uniforms or what have you, and think they have a full understanding of what this Raider life is all about simply because they watch 5 episodes of Hard Knocks. So don't be surprised if you see some different looking faces this season as you travel to and fro to your neighborhood bar or your booster club or even at the stadium.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I think that's bound to happen.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're gonna pick up fans for sure. There's gonna be some bandwagon fans, especially if we start to win. You know, that's just that comes with the territory, man. I don't know what to say about that. You know, I guess the trick is right. I guess you can jump on, right? But it's a matter if you jump off, then you can't get back on. To me, that's how I look
That's
at it.
right.
You know,
That's right, brother. And
so
with nearly 40 years of this, I've got a bruised body because it's been a bumpy ride.
oh
But
yeah.
I'll trade it for nothing, man. I'll trade it for nothing.
Well, no, because even though we've been losing a lot, dude, that's what makes being a Raider fan so awesome is that the fan base is diehard, man. You know, we've been repping the Raiders, you know, with pride and poise, whatever, you know, for throughout all this losing, man. That's what makes us
Yes.
the best fan base in the world to me, man.
Yes. And I can tip my hat to similar fans out there. Like I have a special affection for Cleveland Brown fans because they've been through a lot as well. You know, I mean, being in a cold part of the country and sitting in that stadium, freezing to death when you know your team's not going to the playoffs. You know, that type of dedication I can always salute and admire. You know, but some teams, say the Patriots, for example, who have been dominant for so many years, they just pick up all of these bandwagon Tom Brady groupies, and you can usually tell the real from the fake, you know. So
Yeah.
I love real fans. Though your team may be different than mine, if you're truly loyal, you know, I will always respect that.
Yeah, man. I mean, what was it? I guess when was the Tuck rule? 2001 or something like that. So in that span, you know, that 18-year span, yeah, I've seen more Patriots fans than ever. I mean, I remember being a card collector, you know, as a kid, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
Patriots had that ugly uniform, and you know, people would never cared about those cards. You know, you couldn't trade those cards away
Right.
for anything. You know, and now all of a sudden, boom, they're there. You know, but I mean, I don't know. Hopefully, though, we can dominate for a span like that. You know, get back to that what was it? You know, early '60s to about the early '80s. That 20-year span. You know, that we dominated. You know.
Yes, for for several decades, we were the winningest team, had the highest winning percentage in professional sports. We've had the best Monday night football record for a long time. And, you know, and one thing for many years is that when you knew the playoffs came, the Raiders was always going to be a factor, you know, and I thank the General Al Davis, whose birthday just passed a week or so ago, or 2 weeks ago, July 4th, for that, you know. So I think things go in cycles, and we're on our way.
Yeah, we're
You know,
due.
some interesting pieces added, a new city, new terrain. You know, however it goes, win, lose, or draw, I'm going to stand tall, just as I know you will as well.
Yes, sir. All right, cool. So,
But
go ahead.
I did want to take a moment as we're on the topic of super fans and respectfully acknowledge the passing of some great, colorful, dedicated, loyal super fans across the NFL universe. And oddly enough, this is all just in the last couple of months, you know, all in 2019. As far as, you know, our dear sister Lisa Pasquinelli of the Raider Nation I just loved her spunk, her FYT attitude, and us Raider fans know what FYT is. You know, she was just really passionate and a beautiful soul who left us way too soon. Of course, there is Pancho Villa, Bills Mafia, the Buffalo Bills, who I think him succumbing to cancer, I think at 43, way too young. But the beautiful thing that came out of his passing, of course, is that Facebook page, whereas now super fans all across the league can kind of get together and fellowship and get a greater understanding and appreciation for one another and realize that, you know, some things are bigger than the game itself because we all share something in common as far as, you know, the love of the game. But, you know, he was a sweet guy and just so clever and original with what he did.
Yeah.
Ponto, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, Great Good, the Catman, who, from what I understand, he attended every home game for the Panthers from 1995 to 2018. That's a hell of a stretch, bro.
Yeah.
And, you know, he just comes. I've never had the pleasure of meeting him, but I can tell he was just a jovial brother who loved his team and very approachable, as well as, I can't remember his given name, but he's known as C.J. Mack, hardcore Atlanta Falcons fan, who sadly died in a tragic auto accident. And the Falcons were so moved that they removed his seat, his season ticket seat, and gave it to his family in his honor. They took the seat out of the stadium, which I think was a classy gesture. So, you know, life is short. So while we all enjoying ourselves and coming together, and sometimes as super fans, you know, we may have misunderstandings with one another, but we all have to remember the bigger picture, you know, because those 4 examples I just used, all of them were looking forward to this season just as me and you are. And they probably had plans of going to this game, that game. No way in the world did C.J. Mack think he would die in an auto accident that morning. Or did Lisa Pasquinelli think that, you know, that terrible thing would happen to her. So with that said, if you don't mind me for a minute, brother, I'm going to indulge by saying this. I owe a public apology to a fellow super fan in Raider Nation who I have a remarkable personal and significant history with, as well as public history, traveling all across the country, attending games, attending Raider fan conventions and things like that. And that is Faith Turner, also known as Raider Storm, as in, you know, the X-Men character.
Yeah.
You've probably seen the pictures on my profile.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to apologize to her publicly for something insensitive, stupid, that I said that was hurtful, that I take full accountability for, that I take full responsibility for, and it was beneath me as a man, and it's something that she truly did not deserve. And I'm not this great mythic character or some big superhero that I'm too big not to apologize when I'm wrong, you know. And she has an open invitation this season to attend any Raider game she likes, and I will handle all the arrangements for her, no strings attached. But again, like I said, me and her known each other extremely well, and it's something that I feel terrible about, something that if I live to be 120, there will always be a thorn in my side, because I failed myself as a man who knows better, and worse, I hurted someone who was extremely close to me that I continue to care about. So I appreciate you allowing me to say that, Raider Homer.
Hey, no problem, man. I mean, we all make mistakes, you know, and to publicly apologize like that, I think is you know, an honorable thing to do. And I hope that she accepts your apology and that everything can continue to move forward with y'all's friendship.
I appreciate that, brother, because honestly, she's not only a super fan, she's a super person. And I can say that with the most genuine conviction. And it's one thing in this nation to have a name. There's a lot of well-known names as far as fans go and personalities, but it's another thing to have a good name. And everything I've done, for the most part, I'm grateful to say that my name is pretty good as far as my interactions with the nation, as far as personal dealings, as far as business transactions, whether it's buying tickets or paying people or setting people up with tickets. You know, I'm fortunate to say that my name is good in that regard. But still, when I've made a terrible error, I got to be man enough to take responsibility and own up to it.
I mean, that's what men do. So, like I said, man, that's an honorable thing.
Yes, bro. But are you excited for 2019, bro? Are
Oh
you?
yeah, oh yeah.
Are
You
you?
see, I'm excited about, I guess we could go ahead and talk about this a little bit. We haven't quite come up with the name yet. We're working on an intro theme, you know, but I'm excited that you've agreed to co-host a podcast with me, name to be determined, so yes, I'm excited because like I said, I talked with Captain Jack on the Raider Invasion
Yes.
podcast and Raiders Voice and Raider Critique, and that covers Florida, Arizona, and Texas. And now we're gonna have a podcast which will cover New York, and I'm working on somebody in California. That way I can represent through the Raider Nation through my channel coast to coast. So I'm glad that we have agreed to do a podcast together. Of course, we're just kind of freestyling it right now, so we'll have to get our shit together here in the future. But
Oh, no problem, bro. But we will do it. Rest
yeah,
assured of that.
yeah,
And let me extend my condolences to Captain Jack and his family on his loss, I
yes,
believe, of his mom,
yes,
which is a very, difficult thing.
yes,
But those are big plans, bro, because it's all about connecting with one another, all of us staying on the same page, staying united, having a, committed involvement and love with one another, no matter where we are in the United States or around the world, especially now as this is the last year in Oakland. And there's going to be a lot of upheaval in the next, in the next year, obviously. I'm committed. Well, I'm going to do my best to go to the draft, which will be in Vegas, which I believe should be a big showing for Raider Nation. I've talked to a few
oh
people,
yeah,
some in Florida, some in different places who have made moves to reserve hotel rooms. But I will warn you, they're pretty pricey to say the least, unless you find some place off the strip like Black Thanos did. So, I can have more money in my gauntlet.
yeah, man. It's expensive to travel, man. It's
Yeah.
it hits the pocket, that's for sure. But it's worth it, because of the fan base, and of
Yes.
course, especially if the Raiders win, it's the cherry on top. But even if we lose, you're walking out of that stadium with the fan base that you're partying with and that you can talk to and all that. I mean, that's awesome, man. So it's worth it. It's worth the time and the money, to get out there, especially to Oakland. Get your asses out there, man. I remember being, uneducated when it came to the, like you said, the history and the culture in Oakland. But when I went there, man, I was hooked. So if you haven't been there, get there. Spend that money, and you're gonna see something that you've never seen before, and you're gonna wish that the Raiders were
That's
still
right.
in Oakland. But with
That's
we have to
right.
carry on into Vegas, and I'm excited about that too, because the Raider Nation travels so well, so we're gonna,
Right.
and Vegas is gonna be the new Mecca, so we're gonna run the streets there, I mean, if they don't tailgate, there's bound to be a bunch of bars or hotel rooms or event centers that are gonna be full of Raiders, Yeah, we will evolve. We will carry on this the Oakland tradition of tailgating somehow, some way, and so but I mean, it's just
Yes, and people have to remember in Vegas, the way things are laid out there, almost the entire city is a tailgate.
yeah,
I mean, Oakland is a marvelous city, but it doesn't compare to the nightlife activity of Las Vegas, as far as the countless venues that you can select, or even hotel suites or whatever, where fans can come together and do X, Y, and Z and fellowship and do what we do as the nation. So I think that's the one silver lining, that unfortunately, if the tailgate, or apparently so, will be stopped. Like in some, I think with the Cowboys, like in Texas where you're at, they don't tailgate down there, if I'm not mistaken. But it's not like you're going to die of boredom in that city with thousands of your brothers and sisters basically saying, okay, where's the party at?
yeah,
That's going to be the biggest dilemma. No, it's not gonna equal what we did in Oakland, sadly enough. But being the creatures of survival and that we are, I think we'll make the most of it. We're gonna set that town on fire in more ways than one.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll be there at the draft, man. You know, I'll be there at the draft in Vegas. The draft at Nashville was pretty awesome. So to go
Yeah, that's a
home,
great city.
it's gonna be even better. I'm sure.
That's a rocking city, Nashville, right there, bro. I had some good times there. I was there for the Titans game, 2017, that season opener, with oddly enough, Raider Storm, who I just mentioned a while ago. So, in fact, I think every game me and her attended, the Raiders had won. So they need us back together at those games.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But if you don't mind, let me shout out the almighty Core 4 here in New York, the Coalition of Raider Elite, that being the Archbishop William Garcia, Raider Suave, a.k.a. El Fino, that's Corey Armando Wright, and of course D-Train, a.k.a. Lone Wolf, Damon Harvey, and we're kind of like a subset, a specialized military unit, if you will, a select band of super fans within the great booster club that's known as Silver and Black Empire here in New York. And we're waiting for all of you on November 24th with a marvelous tailgate, fully catered, music. The Raider fans who have come there in 2014, 2013, they will tell you it was truly legendary. And we're about to duplicate it and do it even bigger. In fact, the Raiders come to New York the next 3 years. So we have a lot of planning and hosting to do. Yes, they do. So even if you can't make it this year, you're going to have 2 more opportunities. I think we play the Jets again and the Giants. So they will be back. And we will be waiting for all of those in the nation with open arms from all 50 states and show you a authentic, passionate Raider experience in one of the greatest cities in the world, the city that never sleeps, NYC.
Cool.
And the city that basically groomed a young Al Davis. Some people say, hey, how can you be a Raider fan? You live in New York. As you and I, Raider Homer, already know, the nation is everywhere on the planet.
Yeah, man. There are a lot of New York fans that I talk to, and that's the one thing that they talk about also. They're very proud to have, Al Davis be a New Yorker that traveled over to California and did what he did, man. So, yeah, Al Davis went coast to coast. So the Raider Nation, to follow in those footsteps is awesome.
And that's true. And for some of my beautiful Oakland family who are hurt, and I understand, but sometimes the question I ask them is, well, what did you do when they went to L.A.? Yes, okay, we're still in California, but it's totally a different city.
Yeah.
It's not like they didn't move before, and it's not like they went away for 1 year due to, some stadium damage or whatever. They were there for years. In fact, brother, some people don't remember this, but, Marcus Allen never played for the Oakland Raiders.
Right.
He only played for the Los Angeles Raiders.
Bo
and
Jackson
we won
too.
a Super Bowl with him. That's right, brother. That's correct. And they're 2 of the highly regarded, most loved Raiders of all time, but they never set foot in Oakland. As far as, running, catching a ball or getting a handoff, they never did any of that in Oakland. So that's a fun fact that I think some people overlook. Some of those same people who are grieving about the Vegas move, they might be wearing a Marcus Allen jersey as they're making their argument with someone who never even played in Oakland himself.
Yeah, but
I
think like excuse me, I think like you said, they're coming around to it, Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was like a knife in the back, Unfortunately, politics are what they are, You know, so we won't have the Oakland Raiders anymore, but the roots will always be in Oakland. You know, the Raiders' roots will always be in Oakland. So I don't know, man. That's a touchy subject, though. I'll tell you that, man. I
Yes.
remember
Yeah.
when the move was going on, man, on Facebook, the LA and the Oakland fans were going at it, man. And then
Wow.
Vegas came into the equation. Man, there was an uproar in the Raider Nation, man. And then it didn't help for the next couple of seasons that, after that we weren't playing very well and we were losing players left and right. So, but now it's time to come together, right? And focus on the team that we love, no matter where they are, and honor the Oakland tradition and evolve the super fandom. And I think it's going to be done in the right way as the Raider Nation does things.
You put that very well, brother, because the real among us will rise to the top, and the rest, the fake, will drop. Yeah. That's my personal feeling, because when the Raiders left L.A. in '95 to come back to Oakland, many of those fans from L.A., they travel to Oakland every Black Sunday, get on that Southwest plane, or they get in their car and carpool and make the trip. And, L.A. continues to be a Raider stronghold. Unfortunately for Mark Davis, the Raiders did not get the vote for L.A., and the Rams were brought back from St. Louis instead. So people have to remember, it's not like the Raiders did not make an effort to at least stay in California. They did. They simply could not control the vote. It's like if you're running for president, if the people voted for someone else, what else can you do? Yeah. So it's like you say, it is touchy, but I have noticed in my timeline more and more people visiting the stadium as they see it come to fruition, and the excitement slowly building, the realization of, well, I'm just going to have to embrace reality, and and stay true to these colors, because let me tell you something, this Raider life is the biggest drug there is, and cocaine or marijuana or ecstasy have nothing on this way of life that we live and so strongly passionate about. So you just can't go cold turkey like that.
Oh no!
Not any Raider fan I know.
No. I'm a Raider addict. That's for sure.
Well, but then again, we all just need to form one big support group. Because that's basically what I used to make those jokes in the Dennis Allen years when we were so bad, and here in New York at the Silver and Black Empire, at the end of the game, whereas we were basically drinking, we were looking like a support group, because those were some tough times.
Oh yeah, man.
Man, those were some tough times.
It's been a tough 20 years, man.
But I will always have bulletproof love for Oakland. I mean, so many memories in that stadium. I mean, I was there in 2013 where we beat the Steelers on that last-second field goal by Seabass. And at the time, we didn't even that was early in the season, we didn't even have a win. And that was our first win, and nobody expected us to beat them. And somehow we just rose to the occasion. And I think it was 34-31. We beat them, I was there for Marshawn Lynch's first game ever as a Raider, and the place going bananas as he was doing his dance, Yeah. I was there for the Battle of the Bay in 2014 as the now infamous Kaepernick, who's known for other things, was the quarterback. And the Raiders, once again, after being on a long losing streak, we rose to the occasion and beat them in the Battle of the Bay. And half of that place was 49er fans, because so many of the Raider fans, I guess, were just too brokenhearted to attend, and they sold their tickets or whatever. And that was a satisfying feeling, brother, walking out of there in December 2014, beating the Niners in that thrilling game. So I have a lot of hallmark moments in that place, and even the losses, because as you say, some of my best times out there, the scoreboard was like an afterthought. When you're there with family, when you're with the nation, when you're seeing, the people that you know and love and that trust you from all over the country. You know, the game is almost like the cherry on top.
Yeah.
You know, but the entire experience itself is something just profoundly unique in the terms of you know, sporting events is concerned.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was there for the first time last November when we played the Chiefs. You know, we almost got that win, you know, if it weren't for those fumbles. But, yeah, man, like I said, dude, nobody, you know, we were walking out of there and everybody's still Raiders, you know, talking to each other, taking pictures with each other, you know. And it was awesome,
Right.
man. I was hooked.
Yeah. Absolutely. I get it, brother. I do. And the reason why some people, especially here in New York, refer to Black Thanos as the deliverer of wins, because it just, when I'm out there, they tend to win. I'm not perfect, of course, but I am undefeated in the month of December whenever I go out there. I mean, the Raiders can lose 7 games in a row, and yours truly pop up. Somehow they will win. I'm not saying I got any magic powers or whatever.
No, it's the snap, man. You're snapping it.
I knew you would get it because I was there. I was there for the Steeler game last year in 2018 December, and you know, with you know, Marshawn being out, the line being decimated, and well, us having about 3 wins or whatever. By all conventional wisdom, there was no way we were supposed to beat the Steelers, who was playing for a playoff spot, though we tend to have owned them over the years. But sure enough, with Black Thanos in the building, victory was assured.
Yeah, you did the snap right as the kicker was about ready to kick the ball, right?
Yes, something like that. I put down my Budweiser so I wouldn't miss it.
All right, cool.
Speaking
man.
of which,
oh, go ahead.
I'm hoping, on a frivolous note, lastly, I'm hoping the Raiders will bring back the souvenir cups for those of us who've been to the stadium for many years. I think they stopped that around 2016, maybe. But, you know, usually, like, if you got a big cup of Pepsi or something like that, and I still have a bunch of them, you know, where I live at, you know, as keepsakes. But for some reason, maybe they're trying to save money, but it would be nice if they bring them back for this last year. You know, I just kind of like those little sentimental trinkets like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool.